On the news tonight, Okonjo-Iweala calls for social safety nets for Nigerians after meeting with President Tinubu. Defense headquarters says bandit leader Bello Turji has not surrendered. Umar Damagum says zoning committee outcome crucial to PDP's future. On the foreign scene, President Trump says he thinks Putin will make a deal to end the war in Ukraine. Good evening. This is News at 7 on Western Spring Television. My name is Damilola Raphael. President Bola Tinubu this morning received the Director General of the World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, at the Aso Villa in Abuja. Tinubu and Okonjo-Iweala were in a closed-door meeting at the nation's political capital where they discussed trade matters as they relate to national, continental, and global relevance. In a chat with newsmen after the meeting, the WTO boss, who was in company of Trade Minister Jumoke Oduwole, commended the president for working to stabilize the economy, saying reforms under his administration are moving in the right direction. He called on the federal government to put social safety nets in place for poor Nigerians who are feeling the pains of the economic reforms. Mrs. Okonjo-Iweala said her discussions with the president centered on the launch of a landmark initiative aimed at empowering Nigerian women in the digital export economy. She says the initiative is part of the thinking of social safety nets and what they can do to support Nigerian women to contribute more to the economy and to themselves. The Nigerian president's meeting with Okonjo-Iweala occurred 2 weeks before the expiration of her first term as WTO boss on August 31 and the commencement of her second term on September 1.
Very good visit, and thanks to Mr. President for making the time. We came to brief him about something very joyful that we did today with the help of the First Lady. We launched a Women Exporters Fund for the digital economy, and the idea is to help support the economy and support women to be able to weather the storms of the economy and be able to create jobs for themselves. So we think that the president and his team, and we just exchanged with him, have worked hard to stabilize the economy. And you cannot really improve an economy unless it's stable. So he has to be given the credit for the stability of the economy.
To security matters, the defense headquarters has denied reports but bandit leader Bello Turji has surrendered to the military. The Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Marcus Kangi, made this known this afternoon in Abuja during a briefing on the activities of the armed forces. Turji, a wanted bandit leader operating mainly in Zamfara and Sokoto State, has been accused of masterminding several attacks on communities in the northwest. Recently, there were reports that the bandit leader had surrendered his arms and released 32 kidnapped victims following the peace initiative brokered by Islamic clerics in Zamfara State. However, the defense headquarters says the notorious terrorist leader has not surrendered and the military are still on the lookout for him. General Kange also briefed the media on the activities of the military on the various theater of operations across the country.
You ask if true that bandit leader relocated as surrendered and that an Islamic cleric took ownership of the negotiation that led to his surrender. Similar as a very big not surrendered. Then, for the foreign protests, like Arsenal, or the campus. This issue was addressed by the Commission's last week. I remember when we account and budget in the defense headquarters went for meeting him and those agreed with that. It's one should understand that when you are praying, jump up and use the mouth of others to propagate vessels, it can be said to be the third aspect of the armed forces duties. So the few that came out, the chairman notification board and the chief of account and audit of the president until also.
The latest amnesty report on the Southeast has indicted the police, army, the regional security outfits, Damagum, and non-state actors for massive killings, forced disappearances, and various violations of human rights in the region. According to the report, over 1,844 people were killed by both state and non-state actors between January 2021 and June 2023 alone. Amnesty International urged the government to act fast and stop the killings in the region. The report, A Decade of Impunity, Attack and Unlawful Killings in Southeast Nigeria, documented unlawful killings, torture, enforced disappearances, arbitrary arrests, and displacements at the hands of rampaging gunmen, state-backed paramilitary outfits, vigilantes, criminal gangs, and cults in the region. It's alleged that the Nigerian authorities' brutal clampdown on pro-Biafra protests from August 2015 plunged the region into an endless cycle of bloodshed, which has created a climate of fear and left many communities vulnerable. It called on the government to stop turning a blind eye to the unlawful killings, arbitrary arrests, detention, torture, enforced disappearances, and destruction of properties in the region. Still with security, the Police Service Commission, PSC, said it has met with representatives of the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory to fine-tune preparations for an improved, transparent, and credible 2025 police recruitment exercise. Head, Press and Public Relations, Ikechukwu Ani, in a statement, said the Commission will be recruiting cadet ASPs and constables. He said the meeting with the representatives was named Collaborative Approach for a Transparent and Equitable Police Recruitment Process. Addressing the meeting, PSC Chairman DIG Hashimo Agogo, retired, said the Commission will work with the state government to ensure a transparent and equitable recruitment process. He said the state government should be prepared to protect their quota and avoid hijack of the exercise in their state. Agogo said the Commission has decided to eradicate connivance and resist trading or purchase of slots, stressing that special consideration will not be allowed to supplant merit and equity. Turning to politics, ahead of the People's Democratic Party National Elective Convention scheduled for November 15 and 16 in Ibadan, Oyo State Capital, Acting National Chairman Umar Damagum has said the decision of the Zoning Committee will be pivotal to the party's future. Speaking during the inauguration of the committee at the party's national headquarters in Abuja today, Damagum expressed confidence that the panel, chaired by Bayelsa State Governor Doye Diri, will ensure fairness to all members in allocating the National Working Committee position. He stated that the committee is the engine room where they lay the political foundation for the leadership of the PDP over the next 4 years, adding that the decisions the committee takes will shape the party's ability to win elections and defend the democratic values they represent. He added that the party's zoning process must reflect fairness, equity, and strategic thinking, as well as strengthen the party's unity, reward loyalty, and position it for electoral victory. Damagum further noted that the next NWC must not only be representative, it should be visionary, courageous, and proactive. And in Rivers State, the All Progressives Congress campaign has flagged off its campaign for the August 30 local government elections. The chairman of the party, Chief Tony Okocha, who declares the campaign open, speaking to supporters, said the party is participating in the polls because the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission has followed due process. He disclosed that the party is not only participating in the elections to test the waters, but to win. The rally features the presentation of party flags to candidates who emerged in last Saturday's primary election conducted by the party.
You will recall that some time ago, there was something that was a charade. And that which was a charade, APC said we were not going to participate. And we didn't participate. And we assured them that it will go to no issue. It will not work. Did it work? No. Did it work? No. Today, we are bold, we are happy, we're excited to stand before you to tell you that because the processes are right, the processes put in place by RISCEN are right, and we are here to support, to follow those processes. Our people have been screened, our people have been declared candidates as chairmen and the councillors. Let me seize this opportunity again to congratulate my friends, the chairmen-elect and their deputies. I also congratulate the councillors-elect and their deputies. The primaries were seamless. You didn't hear anybody fight? Because we're an organized political party, we are saying to you that everything is put in place. Now, we are not just going to test the waters. APC, we're not going to test the waters on the 30th of August. We are going to contest the election and win the elections.
The Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of election monitoring, AIG Taiwo Adeleke, has arrived in Yola ahead of Saturday's by-election in the Gai State constituency of Adamawa State. AIG Adeleke warned officers and men of the force against engaging in brutality during and after the election, directing them to be professional in the discharge of their duties. In a statement issued on Thursday, the spokesman of the Adamawa Police Command, SP Suleiman Ngoroji, says the directive was in line with the order of the Inspector General of Police to ensure a peaceful and credible election. He said the AIG, accompanied by CP Moses Ota and ACP Hussaini Yewa, met with officers and men of the command to review operational strategies aimed at achieving a smooth, heat-free election. The Gai by-election is being held more than a year after the death of the member representing the constituency, Honorable Abdul Malik Dauro, in May 2024, a seat that has since remained vacant. In another development, the president of the Nigerian Bar Association, NBA, Afam Osigwe, has called for the retraining of the crew members of Nigerian local carrier Ibom Air following an incident with the airline's air hostesses and a passenger, Comfort Emanson. The NBA president, speaking in the news chat this morning, mentioned that a meeting should be held to discuss the etiquette of crew members and the procedures for airline bans, as well as the process of carrying them out legally. Osigwe faulted the actions of the airline staff members who filmed the passenger's behavior, exposed her nudity, and further degraded her, subjecting her to public ridicule. The NBA chief said crew members need to be educated, examined, and given necessary training and retraining, adding that passengers also need to understand that there are legal obligations when flying on an aircraft. He added that there is the need for training for everyone on the aircraft, and everyone has a responsibility to carry out to ensure orderly conduct and behavior on the aircraft.
Video footages I've seen, it shows that there is need to educate our air cabin crew much more. The conduct they exhibit, they are overly sensitivity to so many incidents that they should let slide. Their inability to ignore some things or let some things slide, to be able to de-escalate situations, to try to be too powerful and to show that they can take you off an aircraft or get you arrested. I've traveled a few times and I've heard such threats being issued. If you're not careful, we'll call security for you and you'll be removed from this flight. The tone of language, the approach sometimes, they're unnecessary. There should be a high level of civility, except where the person proves to be such a person that the behavior cannot be condoned in an aircraft or could pose a danger to the safety of the aircraft. So there is need for us to also appreciate that sometimes passengers feel that airlines don't treat them well, especially where they have kept you waiting for a long time, nobody apologizes, and people talk to you the way they think that you deserve to be talked to. So there's need for there to be some understanding, for better protocol on how some of these things should be handled, and also for passengers to also understand their legal obligations when flying in this aircraft to ensure that there is safety and orderly conduct in these aircraft. So there is need for training on everybody's side, and everybody have a responsibility to ensure that there is orderly conduct and behavior.
Elsewhere, the Rivers State Police Command has arrested a Port Harcourt-based pastor and 4 church members after a disturbing video surfaced online showing a group of unclad minors being whipped in what appeared to be a religious ritual. The suspect, identified as Pastor Ifediora Joseph of Our Lord Victory Covenant Mission Church, NECA, allegedly organized a spiritual program for children, claiming it was a spiritual cleansing inspired by the Holy Spirit. The amateur footage, which has spread rapidly across social media, shows the 41-year-old pastor striking the children while other church members look on. The Rivers State Commissioner of Police, CP Olugbenga Adepoju, ordered an immediate investigation after the video was brought to the attention of the authorities. Police operatives acting on intelligence stormed the church premises and arrested the pastor alongside 4 members believed to be involved in the incident. In a surprising turn of events, several parents of the affected children stormed the NECA Police Division, singing and dancing in support of the pastor, insisting that they had willingly consented to the ritual and claims there was no abuse. Speaking to the press, Pastor Ifediora insisted that the ritual was carried out with the parents' full consent and was purely for the children's spiritual purification. You're watching News at 7 on Western Spring Television. Still to come. Minister of Information says Tinubu may cancel treatment